It's Oz with Postmortem Radio here at Astronomicon in Detroit. Catching up with James Jude Courtney, also known as Michael Myers, the Shape. How you doing, James?
Doing great, man. How you doing?
Great.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us.
Glad to be here.
Big, huge fans. I know you're probably still recovering from shooting, all that kind of stuff. First and foremost, I got to say, happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
You're a fellow January baby like myself. And then there's also another actor and stuntman who has a January birthday, Ted White. So he's always been very close to my heart. Ted White.
Good.
Have you ever had the opportunity to meet Ted?
No, I have not.
He's great. He's a great guy. Well, I know everybody talks to you about Halloween, but one of the things that I learned, kind of going over your IMDb and everything, that kind of jumped out at me was you were on a TV show when I was a kid that I absolutely loved and watched religiously, Tour of Duty.
Oh, yeah.
You did stunts from Tour of Duty.
Oh, that was so much fun.
Was it?
That was one of those shows where Pete McKernan was the area coordinator, a good friend of mine. And it was one of those shows where I was the door gunner. And I remember the first day I worked on that show, so you have a seatbelt in, I'm on a big 50 cal machine gun, and hanging out the side, Pete goes up, we're flying around, kicking our feet on the treetops, and this was the very first shot we go, we're going to do a strafing run down the river, and he gets the call, go, 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 go. Pete backs the helicopter up like this, drops down sideways, so I'm facing the earth. Drops down sideways and then boom, and then we go along this river on a strafing run. And I'm going, dude, I'm getting paid for this? This is crazy.
That's awesome.
Oh man, that was so much fun.
That's too cool. One thing I wanted to ask too, typically stuntmen and / actors, they have like sort of someone who took them under the wing when they first started getting into the business. Is there somebody that was kind of like that inspired you the most?
Yeah, thanks for asking that, man. I did a play called Requiem for Heavyweight, a Rod Serling play, and Rod had already died, but his wife was instrumental in the play. It went to Broadway for one night with John Lithgow. But I met on that play a former instructor from the Royal Academy named Ron Ray. And Ron Ray, aside from being a beautiful human being, a wonderful performer, he'd been in lots of old movies, back in the day in the 40s and 50s. He got me an audition for the live show, The Adventures of Conan at Universal Studios.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So up to that point, even though I was an athlete and I did martial arts, I never thought about being a stuntman. I just knew that I was going to be an actor and eventually be a writer, produce my own films. I never thought about doing stunts. But he brought me down. I did an audition with swords. I ended up doing that show for several years, and that's where I learned to do high falls. That's where I did a lot of sword work, a lot of fighting, and so that naturally created for me a niche as an active stuntman, which is sort of a hybrid career.
Nice. So kind of a natural progression and an avenue into doing that stunt.
Absolutely. So what I have been so blessed to do here with Halloween started when Ron Ray sort of opened that avenue for me to use my body as a part of my acting deal.
Nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Halloween, is there anything special that you did to prepare for making Michael your own, I guess, entity? Because we've had so many actors and stuntmen that have come before, and some are more beloved than others, but I think everybody, at least from that I've heard, loves your portrayal and thought that it's probably the best. I was always very fond of Halloween 2 when Dick Warlock did it, and I would put your portrayal right there with Castle and Dick Warlock, and then those early things. But some of those other ones, and a lot of the later ones, a lot of it had to do with the mask, but just the way you did Michael was just amazing.
Thank you. So what I did was, to prepare for the interview, to prepare to be put on tape, all I did was I watched the original one time. And so let me preface this by saying I've done a lot of spiritual work, a lot of past life regressions. I've worked with shaman in South America, as African shaman. I've done a lot of plant medicine. I've done a lot of spiritual vibrational work. So for me, it's really all about, for that it was about a vibrational quality. So I watched the original one time, and I was just looking to capture the essence of what Nick Castle had created. And there was a scene where he's walking in the backyard, camera left to camera right, and as he was walking internally, I just went, I got it. I just captured whatever energy he had. So I brought that inside me, never thought about it, never made notes, never practiced walking, never looked in the mirror. I just knew that if I had Nick's energy in me, that it would naturally grow into what a 60-year-old, Mike Myers would be. And so I never gave it a thought. I've never intellectualized this. I still do not intellectualize this character, and I probably won't until after we do Halloween Kills. So the preparation was all internal, but really this is the culmination of decades of the kind of work that I do. So this was the perfect coming together, perfect confluence of everything I've done, everything I've studied, all the beautiful directors and writers and teachers. I studied with Stella Adler. She's one of the greatest Aladdin coaches ever. And the wonderful stuntman who taught me all the things that I've learned over the years, and this has all come together to create this, to be in this moment, and including playing Dick Kindestad in Buffy, because that was a place I went to when I played Dick Kindestad, and so there's a very similar preparation, in terms of creating that space within, and then letting it manifest physically. I never thought about how to move it; it just happened.
Nice, and I think that's probably the most genuine way, and that's why it shows so well on people. It's because there wasn't a whole lot of, overthought and trying to replicate something that else you're seeing. You really did make Michael your own, but at the same time, paid, homage to the source, where it all started.
Thank you. Well, and definitely, it would be egregious of me to claim ownership of that without acknowledging what Nick Castle created. He would give the panels and things, and he'll say, John told me to walk, and I walked. Man, if you look at the filmography, if you look at Nick Castle's creativity, his writing, his directing, that guy is so highly creative.
Oh, yeah.
So, he was so intuitive when he created that character. It wasn't just Nick Castle walking. He downloaded stuff that no one had ever downloaded before. You know what I mean? So he was the germ that created this entire, this legacy.
Well, and for me, as a lifelong, I'm 46, lifelong Halloween horror fan, period, it all started with Halloween. So, I came in for trick-or-treating, and it was on the local TV station, and the local host was doing it, and it may have actually been Halloween 2, and then I went back and watched 1, but it scared the shit out of me. I've been hooked ever since.
Nice.
And to the point where, you're immortalized right there, man.
Right on, man.
So,
that's awesome. That's beautiful.
Yeah. So one final thing, I'll let you get. I won't take up too much more of your time. One question I did have to ask. One person that really stands out to me in this film, who I think he's only in like the first act, but how is the Julian kid? Is he really as funny on set and stuff as he seemed like he was in the movie? He seemed hysterical to me.
He is not only is he hysterical, he's an old soul, man.
Whoa.
That kid is he's like an 80-year-old man in a freaking little kid's body. A lot of that was improv.
Really?
Yeah.
I was always wondering how much was scripted.
So it's a combination of Danny McBride's humor and this kid's improv. And Danny McBride, according to David and Jeff, wrote a beautiful script. Danny Howard's very the subtlety of the humor. Man, that kid is just he's awesome. He's awesome. I see a really wonderful future for that guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's on the big things.
Right. Well, I know you can't tell us you can't really tell us much about Halloween Kills, but can you give everybody a little bit of what they might have in store, what do you have to look forward to this next one?
It's effing brutal. That's all I got to tell you. That's all I can say.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, hey, thanks so much. I appreciate it. And check us out, Postmortem Radio, and go check out Jude Courtney's website.
Love you guys. Thanks.